at the siyum, at the very end of the Maseches Makkos, the Talmud relates, the Gemara relates the following story. How Rabbi Gamliel, with Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, with Rabbi Yeshua, and Rabbi Akiva were ascending on the Har HaBayis. That was after the destruction. And suddenly they noticed Shuval Yoitze Mebein Kodesh HaKadoshim. A fox is exiting the place where used to be the Kodesh HaKadoshim. V'go kulam bebechi, they all started, Schilu boichin, they all started crying. Rabbi Akiva metzachik, and Rabbi Akiva is laughing, he's happy. Amru loy, they tell him, Mipnimato metzachik, why are you laughing? Amar lehem, she tells them, Mipnimatem boichim, why are you crying? Amru loy, so they respond to him, why are we crying? Matem shekose bevazara korav yumos, the place where the Torah says that any stranger will come to this area, will pass, will die. Only the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur is allowed to go there. Now that we see a fox, a tummy animal, is roaming over there freely, and we should not cry. Amar lahem, so he told them, and that's the very reason why ani matzachik. Because he says there are two prophecies. There's the prophecy of Uriah Kohen about the destruction of the temple. And there is the prophecy of Zechariah ben Yivachyahu that is going to be rebuilding. So now that I see that the prophecy of destruction has materialized, I see the prophecy of the rebuilding. And therefore I am rejoicing. I see the prophecy of rebuilding. Now this needs a little understanding. They all knew the prophecies. What is it that Rabbi Akiva sees that they don't see? And why the question? Why they're crying? Rabbi Akiva suffered the same destruction. He was then martyred, one of the Asar Harugei Malchus. He knew very well what's going on. And he also tore his garment when he came onto this place. So why is he asking, why are you crying? The answer is, as the Rebbe explains, he's not asking them, why are they crying in general? He's asking, why are you crying now? What happened at this particular moment that suddenly you're breaking out and crying, and you're not crying over the churban the whole time? You're aware of the churban, you feel the churban. Why are you crying now? So they answered him, the reason why we're crying now, because now it is so obvious. When we see the Beis HaMikdash b'churban, we see Shualem Holchaba, we see a fox roaming over there, it makes that reality so real, so stark, that we realize how bitter this exile is. Says Rabbi Akiva, but you should have a different vision. You should see different. Now that you see how bitter it is, now that you see the foxes roaming in the holies of holies, now that you see that a fox, a sly fox, freely roams and seems to be in charge of what is holy, says Rabbi Akiva, this is the time that you should focus on the positivity, not on the negativity. Not on the destruction. You should be able to focus on the reconstruction of it. And why is it Rabbi Akiva that is the one that sees it and they were not able to see? So let's see, who were they? So we said, we had Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah and Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Gamliel, he was Rosh HaSanhedrin. He was the president of the Sanhedrin, as was his father and his grandfather. He had been raised in royalty, in Jewish royalty. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was a Kohen, a member of the Kahuna. In addition, he was also from a family of great wealth and great prestige. Rabbi Yeshua was a Levi, one who was among the singers in the choir of the Holy Temple. So all three of them had a position of background, of royalty, prestige. Rabbi Akiva came from very humble beginnings. Rabbi Akiva, till the age of 40, was an illiterate shepherd. His father was a Roman convert who was a former soldier in the very army that brought that misery upon the Jewish people. Rabbi Akiva's life started as an outsider. He was not a member of the elite, of the leadership of the Jewish community. And it's only after several decades of applying himself to study of Torah, that he became the illustrious Rabbi Akiva HaKol, that everybody accepts the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. But this came from what? From a place of darkness. Rabbi Akiva is the one who saw upon his own life how from darkness you can come to the highest level. So therefore, when he sees the dark moment of the destruction of the temple, he sees rebuilding something that others were not able to see. Now, two important points. Who was the one who encouraged him? Was Rachel. And that's why it says, it's the pious women, that they were the one who were able to perceive the light which is in the darkness. And that's also the tshuva, the power of the tshuva which brings us the Gula. Rabbeinu Shalom, no better day than today, on Tisha B'Av itself, we should already see the Beis HaMikdash, not just with the eyes of Rabbi Akiva, but with our own flesh eyes.